Assalamu alaikum dear students, how are you? I hope you all are fine by the grace of Almighty. I am also fine. Welcome to NIFS Home School. This is Kamrun Nahar, Assistant Teacher of English, National Ideal English Version School, Day Shift. My dear students, today I am going to take your English first paper. Today I am going to take the class for the students of class 9 and our subject is English first paper. And our today's topic is lesson 2 and 3 from unit 3. So today we will discuss two lessons, lesson 2 and lesson 3. So all of you can take your English first paper book, that means English for today book, and go to page 34. It will be helpful for you. So let's start our class today. Now look, lesson 2, May Day. The name of our topic is May Day. So in section A, there are two questions. Number 1, what do you see in the picture? So now look, there is a picture. So what do you see in the picture? And number 2, can you relate any historical event to this picture? What happened on this day? Now look, in this picture, what can we see? We can see we see our hand holding a hammer, and in the background there is the blood, and below the hand there is an inscription, May Day. So this lesson is about May Day. And number 2, can you relate any historical event to this picture? What happened on this day? So there is a historical event on the May Day, that means it is the International Workers' Day on May 1. Today we will know about this history and what happened on this day. Let's read in section B. Read the text, answer the following questions that follow. Now look, May Day or International Workers' Day is observed on May 1 all over the world today to commemorate the historical struggle and sacrifices of the worker people to establish an 8-hour working day. It is a public holiday in almost all the countries of the world. So nowadays we celebrate May Day to commemorate the historical struggle or the sacrifices of the working people who laid down their lives to establish an 8-hour working day. Today we will know about their history. Okay. Since the Industrial Revolution, now look, there is a note. Okay, you can go to next page, page number 35. There is a note. Now look, Industrial Revolution. What is Industrial Revolution? The period, especially in the 18th and 19th centuries Europe, when machines were invented and first factories were established. So when Industrial Revolution in 18th and 19th centuries in Europe and the US, the workers in mills and factories had been working in a long shift, 14 or even more hours a day. So which is, it's very inhuman. Now look, we have all 24 hours in a day, and they have to work 14 or even more hours a day. That's why they stood up, they raised their voice. Okay, what happened next? Okay, on May 1st in 1886, inspired by the trade unions. There is another note. What is trade union? An organization that represents workers of mills and factories. Now look, there is another note, note number 2, an organization that represents workers of mills and factories. So trade union is an organization for the workers. So on May 1st in 1886, inspired by the trade unions, half of the workers at the McCormick Harvesting Machine Company in Chicago went on strike, demanding an 8-hour working day. 2 days later, a workers' rally was held near the McCormick Harvester Machine Company, and about 6,000 workers joined it. The rally was addressed by the labor leaders. They urged the workers to stand together, to go on with their struggle and not to give in to their bosses. So now on 1886, the workers were inspired by the trade unions, and almost half of the workers of this McCormick Harvesting Machine Company in Chicago, which was in Chicago, they went on strike. And what was the demand? The demand was an 8-hour working day. So after 2 days there was a workers rally, and it was held near the near this company, and almost 6,000 workers joined it. And the rally was led by the labor leaders, and they urged the workers to stand together to make an 8-hour working day. Okay. At one point of the rally, some strike breakers started leaving the meeting place. The strikers went down to the street to bring them back. Suddenly, about 200 policemen attacked them with clubs and revolvers. Club means one kind of stick used to play or to beat people. One striker was killed instantly. 5 or 6 others were seriously wounded, and many others were injured. So some strikers went down the street. That means at one point of the rally, some strike breaks started leaving the meeting place. So some of the strikers went down to the streets to bring back those people. But suddenly there were almost 200 policemen, and they attacked those strikers with clubs and revolvers, and one striker was killed in that spot, and 5 or 6 workers were seriously or severely wounded, and many others were injured. So what happened next? Look, the events of May 1, 1886 are a reminder that workers will continue to be exploited until they stand up and speak out to gain better working conditions, better pay and better lives. So what can we learn from this lesson? That the workers will continue to be exploited. That means they are forcefully deprived of their rights, and until when? Until they stand up together and they speak out to gain better working conditions, better pay and better lives. So if if you want to bring a change, you must stand up together. Okay, now we will discuss the questions which are related to our topic. Now question number 1, what does May Day refer to? So what does May Day refer to? And we know that May Day refer to May 1 in 1886, when the workers laid down their lives to establish an 8-hour working day. Now number 2, how long did the workers have to work in a day before the May 1 strike? How long? And it is given in your story. Now look, 14 or even more hours a day. So now look, the last line of the second paragraph. So the workers have to work 14 or even more hours a day before the May 1 strike. Number 3, why did the workers in Chicago go on a strike? Why did they wanted to establish an 8-hour working day? That's why they that's why the workers in Chicago went on a strike. Now number 4, what do you learn from the events of May 1, 1886? What do you learn from this passage? We learned that the workers will continue to be exploited until they stand up to gain the better working condition or better pay or better life. So you can help the last line of this passage. Now we will go to our next exercises. Number C, fill in the blanks with the verbs given in the box. Put them into their correct form. So there are some verbs which are given in the box. So you need to fill up these passages, fill up those blanks which are given below. And by using this words or verbs, but you must put them into in their correct forms. So what are the words? Add, send, arrive, support, begin, trade, do, work, hear and live. Trade means step on or walk. Okay, let's read the passage at first, then we will do this one. Okay, Tanya is a poor garment worker. She dash in a big garment factory in Gazipur. She dash in a slum with a few fellow workers. She works 8 hours a day on a monthly salary of Taka 3,000. She does overtime to dash some more money to their income. If she can save something, she dash it to her father to dash the family. One day Tanya was busy dash her work in the factory. Suddenly, she dashed someone shouting, "Fire! Fire!" The workers were panic-stricken and everyone dashed to rush to their stairs. There were not enough staircases in the factory building, so some workers were dashed under the foot and others were injured in some other ways. However, the fire brigade dashed there in minutes and nothing serious happened. So I hope all of you can guess now what will be in those fill in the blanks. Okay, let's start. Tanya is a poor garment worker. She dashed in a big garment factory in Gazipur. So what will we write here? Now look at this first sentence. Tanya is a poor garment worker. Tanya is a poor garment worker. This passage, this paragraph is in the present form. So we will fill up those blanks with the present. In the present tense. So our subject is the third person singular number. So what will be there? And we will. There will be a verb with. We will add s or yes to that verb. So she dashed in a big factory. That means she works in a big garment factory. So we will write here words. So verb and our subject is the third person singular number. So we will add s. Works in a big garment factory in Gazipur. Now she dashed in a slum with a few fellow workers. So now she what will be there? After works, now look, she with a few fellow workers. That means she lives. So we use this verb. Now we will use this verb live. So she live again. This is the present indefinite tense. So we will add s to that verb. She lives in a slum with a few fellow workers. She works 8 hours a day on a monthly salary of Taka 3,000. She does overtime too. Now look, and you can also focus on this sentence. Now look, she works, she does. That means those are the present indefinite tense. So she does overtime to dash some more money to her income. So overtime. So why do we need to do overtime? To add some more money to her income. So we will use this word. She does overtime to add. Now there is the preposition to, and we know that after to we will use the base form of the verb. If she can save something, she dash it to her father. Now look, if she can save something, there is a conditional sentence, and we know that there will be. Now look, if she can save something, if you will find the present tense, present indefinite tense, or we can use here either present indefinite tense or future indefinite tense. So we will go with the present indefinite tense. She dashed it to her father. That means now look, arrive, begin, do, hear, send. So we will choose the verb send. That means she sends it. It will be sends it to her father to dash the family. So now look, to support the family. Support the family. Now next paragraph. One day Tanya was busy dash her work in the factory. Now this is the incident or event of the past. That's why we will now change the verb into the past form. Now look, one day Tanya was busy dash her work. Now look, there is the verb work, and we will write here another verb. So we will add here ing. That means it will be past continuous tense. One day Tanya was busy. What? Busy doing her. We will choose the verb did, doing her work in the factory. Suddenly she dashed someone shouting fire, fire. So suddenly she arrived, trade, begin, or here. Yes, of course it will be here. So suddenly she, the past form of here will be her. Heard someone shouting fire, fire. The workers were panic stricken and everyone dashed to rush to their stairs. And everyone what? Began. We will choose the verb begin. Began to rush to their stairs. There were not enough staircases in the factory building, so some workers were dashed under the foot and others were injured in some other ways. So some workers were trodden, the past form of tread. TRODDED, trod it under the foot, and others were injured in some other ways. However, the fire brigade, so only one verb remained, arrive. So we will use here the past form of the verb arrive. Arrived there in minutes and nothing serious happened. Now we will go to our next exercise. Exercise somebody. There are few questions for you. Now look, do you think Tania's monthly salary is enough for her work? So what do you think? She got only 3,000 taka. On a month as her salary. So it is quite poor, right? It is not enough for her. Number two, in the factory safe. Is the factory safe enough for workers? Why do? Why do you think so? No, the factory is not. The factory is not safe enough for workers because there's no. There's no enough staircases for the workers to exit. So what do we need to do now? Look, do you have any suggestions for safety or factory workers? If so, what? So you can give any suggestion. That means the authority might take proper actions, or they can have some life insurance for the workers, and there should be some exits for the workers. If there's an accident, they can use those exits. So there are other suggestions you can add this one. Now we will go to lesson 3, International Mother Language Day Part 1. So there is another part, we will discuss it in our next class. Now in section A there's 3 questions. What's the picture about? What's the place in the picture? Number 3, why was it built? Now look at this picture. What's the picture about? So what do you think? What's the picture about? The picture is about our central Shahid Minar, right? It is our Shahid Minar. And what's the place in this in the picture? The picture is our Shahid Minar, and it is near Dhaka College or near Dhaka University or Dhaka Medical College. Okay, near Dhaka Medical College. So number 3, why was it built? And it was built to remember the martyr language in 1952. And all of you know the history of the International Mother Language Day. Okay, let's read. 21st February is a remarkable day in our national history. We observe the day every year as International Mother Language Day. The day is a national holiday. On this day, we pay tribute to the martyrs who laid down their lives to establish Bangla as a state language in undivided Pakistan in 1952. The struggle to achieve our language rights is known as the language movement. So what is known as the language movement? The struggle to achieve our language rights is known as the language movement. The seed of the language movement was sown on 21st March 1941 when Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the Governor General of Pakistan, declared in a public meeting in Dhaka that Urdu would be the only state language of Pakistan. The declaration raised a storm of protest in the eastern part of the country. The protest continued non-stop, gathering momentum day by day. It turned into a movement and reached its climax in 1952. The government outlawed all sorts of public meetings and rallies to stop it. So we know the history that it started in 1948 when Muhammad Ali Jinnah declared in a public meeting in Dhaka University that Urdu would be the only state language of Pakistan. And on that moment, the students or the people who was over there, they protested it against the declaration. And what happened? The protest continued non-stop, and then the government outlawed all sorts of public meetings and rallies to stop this protest. Now we will go to our fourth para. The students of Dhaka University defied the law and brought out a peaceful protest procession on 21st February 1952. When the procession reached near Dhaka Medical College, the police opened fire on the students, killing Salam, Rafiq, Barkat, Shafiul and Jabbar. As a result, there were mass protests all over the country, and the government had to declare Bangla as a state language. This kindled the sparks of independence movement of Bangladesh. That means this inspired the sparks that means it's light the spark of independence movement of Bangladesh. So this is the first movement to inspire the people of Bangladesh to raise their voice against the Pakistan government. Now we will go to section C to complete the chart. What happened, and there is the time or year, and what happened. Now look, 1947, what happened? Pakistan and India became independent. I mean, two sovereign country was formed. Then 1948, Muhammad Ali Jinnah declared Urdu as a state language of the Pakistan. In 1952, the language movement, that means the students of Dhaka University now brought out a peaceful protest procession. Now we will go to section D. Now look at the words, match the words with their meanings. At first we will go through the words, then we will go through the meanings. Tribute, climax, outlaw, defy, provoke, relent and momentum. And the meanings: to cause or to stimulate, to refuse to obey, to give in, the ability to keep increasing or developing, an act to show respect or admiration, the most exciting point in time, to ban. I know all of you know the meanings of those words because those are very easy words. So tribute. Now look, tribute will match with what? That means tribute means to show respect. So we will match tribute with to show respect. Now look this one. Tribute match with this one, to show respect. Now climax. So what is the climax? Climax means the exciting part or the exciting point of something. So now look, the climax, the most exciting point in time. So climax will match with this one. Now outlaw. Outlaw means something illegal. So what will be the outlaw? I know all of you know the answer. I mean, to make something illegal. So outlaw means, so it will be to ban. Now define, that means to deny something. So it will be, now look, to refuse to obey. Provoke. So what will be the provoke? That means to inspire someone to do something. It is mean provokes. So which one will be the correct answer? Now look, which are to cause or to stimulate, to give in, and the ability to keep increasing or developing. So which one will be to cause or to stimulate? This will be our correct answer. So it will be to cause or stimulate. Now relent. So what will be relent? That means to give in. Relent will be give in. And then the last one, let, momentum, the ability to keep increasing or developing. This is called momentum. Now we will go to E, part E, answer these questions. Now look, number one, why do we observe 21st February as the International Mother Language Day? So why do you observe? We observe this day to pay tribute to the language martyrs of 1952. Number two, what happened when Urdu was declared as the only state language of Pakistan? What happened? We all know that the students raised a storm of protest in East Pakistan, and it continued non-stop. Now number three, the seat of independence was sown on 21st February 1952. Do you agree or why? Yes, of course we agree, because this is the first protest against the Pakistan government, and this protest inspired the people of Bangladesh a lot. That means they felt very encouraged to raise their voice against or to went against the Pakistan government. That's why they felt to be together, and then they continued their protest against the Pakistan government. So dear students, all of you will go through your textbook, and all of you will do those exercises to increase your knowledge. So dear students, that's all for today. Hope you have understood about today's topic. all of you will study regularly and listen to your parents. See you again. Allah Hafiz.